Hello, hello, and good evening. I can see so many people started joining us for our weekly Friday get together. Uh, be our guest, and today is a very special evening because I have the first guest from Lebanon, my beautiful country, Lebanon, that I miss so much. And I will be waiting for him to join me as well, Dr. Hadi Safa, and many others who are as well planning to join us tonight for our topic this evening. Our topic tonight is about self mastery, and Hadi is the master to talk about self mastery, and I will be sharing with you shortly why he's the master to talk about self mastery. Welcome everyone. I hope you are having a great and blessed Friday. Tonight's session is in English once again. However, if you need any support in Arabic, do not hesitate to ask me through the chat box, and I will be happy to support as well along the way with some quick translation in Arabic. Welcome everyone once again. I'll wait for Hadi to join as well so we can start our session. Tonight topic is really interesting and dear to my heart, and I will be sharing as well why it is dear to my heart, because I will be sharing as well some of my personal development journey and talking a little bit about self-control, and of course talking with Hadi about his area of expertise as well in personal development, as a storyteller, as a person who is passionate about people development, and as well a podcast a creator and content creator. I just listened to his podcast and was very impressed. Hello, Hadi.
Hi Maya, how are you, dear?
I started introducing you a little bit earlier while waiting for you. Thank you so much. I'll call you Hadi. Is it okay? I know you are very dignified of the title doctor.
Yeah, Maya. Anyways, it's in our countries, in our region only, we call the PhD by a doctor. Usually, PhDs are just called, the regular names if they're not medical doctors. So I don't have anything with the title. Don't worry about it. Just call me Hadi and go ahead.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you so much, and thank you once again for accepting to be our guest during 1 hour. And I would like to welcome all of our guests as well who are joining our podcast. It's the first time I do an interview or I interact live and I have a deep discussion with somebody from Lebanon, and I'm very privileged and I'm very honored tonight as well to have this talk with you.
The pleasure is all mine, dear. And I say
okay.
Of your guest list.
Thank you so much. I'll just allow you briefly to introduce yourself. I just aspect of your professions and businesses, but I would like
I'm sorry, the line got cut a bit. Can you hear me well?
I was just saying that if you can quickly give a quick brief about you. I already introduced you briefly, but I'd like you as well to introduce yourself, if possible.
Sure. Well, I'm Hadi Safa. I'm the managing partner of Standards Consultants. We do training and consulting in all over the Middle East and the Gulf region. We're based and headquartered in Lebanon, having some franchise offices in the Gulf countries, namely Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. And here we are. I'm a motivational speaker as well. I do some motivational speaking. That's my personal forte. But as a material entrepreneur, I get myself involved into trouble with startup companies left and right. Now I'm the COO of Focus Bar, a digital marketing company, and the CEO as well of Al Arab, which is a magazine, an art magazine. What else? Basically, that's it.
Excellent. And you are a storyteller as well, Hadi. I have to stress on
Yeah.
this point.
Well, yeah. Part of motivational speaking, I think it's the best way to deliver the message in training and motivational speaking. Of course, in self mastery, the best way to deliver the message is through storytelling.
Excellent. So I think we can dig deeper into our topic now. I just wanted to, one of my favorite quotes tonight, our talk is about self-mastery. And,
Yeah.
you know, if you just try to Google to find the definition of self-mastery, the definition is self-mastery is equal self-control.
Right.
So really,
Absolutely.
in the Oxford Dictionary, self-mastery is equal to self-control. And one of my favorite quotes that strike me one time by Leonardo da Vinci, and he said, "One can have no smaller or greater mastery than mastery of oneself."
Oneself. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and
It's all
personally,
about
I
managing
worked a lot.
yourself.
Sorry.
It's all about managing oneself, managing what you have control on. And usually we tend to take it for granted a bit, what we can control or what we have control on. There's are three resources that we focus on in self-mastery, namely time, effort, and materials. So if you can get to manage those three in your life, you would achieve so much more than just a regular person who's taking them for granted.
So how would you describe in a simple definition self-mastery?
Again, basically it's managing oneself, it's managing granted a bit how the day goes, doing some activities for ourselves, for others, putting the effort in some places that are inadequate or that are not productive to ourselves. We do not set goals frequently, and this is why, as someone says, people who do not set goals would be doomed forever, serving the ones who have goals. So basically, it's attaining those goals by managing those three: the time, the effort, and the materials. We tend to put these three into places that are really not helpful to us. We tend to spend so much time on our phones, on social media. The average worldwide is around 5 hours a day, which is really huge. We consume information that makes no sense to us for 5 hours a day. So if we just take this time and put it into one of our goals that could be written down and could be followed up with a plan, we would be achieving so much more.
So it should start with the goal, in your opinion.
It should start with the values, dear. I mean, if you define
Okay.
very well your values, what are your values in this life? What do you stand for? What do you personally stand for? And here I'm not talking about the cultural values or the social values or the religious values that surround us. I'm talking about my own values. What do I stand for? What do I want to be? What do I want to achieve at the end of this journey? What do I want people to say when I'm gone? What's the legacy I'm leaving behind? These are the core. This is the core start for anyone basically to start putting his goals or her goals accordingly. And once you put those long-term goals, you start to put short-term or shorter-term objectives or smaller goals. I call them micro wins, as Robin Sharma says. Micro wins, daily wins, daily achievement until you get to this final destination, which is the goals. The goal is not something that would bring me happiness, but it's the journey achieving those micro wins that will give me this happiness.
Hadi, as you know now, during this particular time that we are all going through, a lot of people had the chance to go back to the self. Whether
Right.
they had time, whether they had a lot of losses, whether they had the change of jobs, change of careers that actually pushed the people to ask themselves questions
that,
Right.
you know, they never asked before, or they didn't get the chance to ask because they were really busy in day-to-day life. And
Absolutely.
when people, they say, I don't have control, you know, I cannot control what's going on. Control is about controlling what actually? What are we controlling when we talk about control?
Let's talk about them one by one. Some people are morning people, some people are night owls, some people are you know, a mix and match of both. We're different by nature. We're different in our content. Hence, everyone knows when they are productive the most. Okay, and then once you know when you are productive the most, you give. If you are putting goals, if you are scheduling your tasks, the important, the not important, the urgent, the not urgent, the meaningful and the non-meaningful tasks, once you put them down, once you plan the day, I'm just talking about 10 minutes a day or 10 minutes per night, every night, just planning the coming day. Putting those tasks into the right places. Okay, if I want to do something very important that requires a lot of attention, that requires a lot of focus, I wouldn't put it, for me, for example, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., where I am inside my job. I'm having all the rush of people coming in and out to my office and having requests from customers, from clients, etc. So it doesn't make sense to put this task specifically into this time. Put it in another time slot where, let's say at 10 p.m., I'm quiet, I had my rest, and now I can focus because I know myself, I focus more at night, as they mean, Hadi. So I put this task that requires a lot of focus, or writing something, for example. Okay, I put it at 10 p.m. and I give it time till, let's say, 12 p.m. I don't have to finish it that day, as long as it is important but not urgent.
So I'm trying to get Hadi to connect again. Hadi was talking to us about how can we control our time. So really focusing on the important task, allocating them for the most productive time of the day when we are mostly productive, instead of doing them during the day where we are busy or not really focused. So he was talking to us about how we actually allocate our time according to the important tasks, according to as well our time when we are mostly productive during the day. I want to welcome everyone who joined us while waiting for Hadi. Hadi, sorry, I lost you. I repeated a little bit for what you were discussing about allocating the most important task for the most important time of the day when you are mostly productive. And this is not the same for everyone. For example, for me, I'm mostly productive from 6 a.m. until 1 p.m.
Yes.
So the afternoon, I just leave the tasks that are really easy and not really, doesn't really require 100% focus. So yeah, we were talking about controlling the time. What else is in our control? You gave us an example of how can we control the time. What about the efforts? You mentioned the effort. How can I control the effort?
Basically, it's what I do. It's what I do every day. If anyone who's listening right now can just take a paper and pen and jot down the main tasks he does or she does every day, okay, and how much time are they spending in each task. Right now, the phones even got this option. They can tell you how much time are you spending on your phone doing what. So
yeah,
the amount of time will not change, Maya. What will change is how much effort are we putting into these hours, into these time slots, shall I call them. The thing is, we spend so many time wasted on things that really do not make sense for us, one. And two, things that, how shall I say it, they are not productive for us. They will not do us any benefit. Like roaming around or fidgeting around the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. As I told you, it's taking right now on an average 4 to 5 hours per person every day, spending time on such stuff. Other than that, we do a lot of procrastination. We put off stuff for tomorrow and after tomorrow. What's happening here is that this thing will come back and bite you tomorrow.
Yes,
It will not take itself. It will not hold itself. This problem will come back tomorrow even bigger and bolder, and it will put you under pressure. So once
yeah,
you are doing something under pressure, sometimes it turns out to be very creative. But I can assure that it will not be to the highest standards of yours because you're doing it just to, pass the deadline. So where we're spending the effort here is mastery. It's really how you're gonna master yourself mainly. Another thing, we tend to do some comfortable things. Okay, they might not make us happy. We tend to settle a lot with things that do not make us happy, but they make us comfortable. We're okay with it. We got used to it. So we do not put the effort here to change this statu quo into something that might be harder, might be, a bit more hard into achieving. Yet it would bring us much more happiness in our life.
yeah.
So
So
we
we
tend to
sum,
get, yeah.
can we sum it up here? Efforts requires discipline.
Absolutely. It requires discipline, it requires consistency, and it requires thinking with your three inputs, with your head, with your hand, and with your heart, with your knowledge, with your skills, and with your attitude. Because if one of them is negative, the other two will turn down into negative, or they will not be productive. They will not give you any benefit at the end of the day.
Yeah, I would like to dive further onto these three elements that you spoke about. I loved hearing
Yeah.
about it in your Arabic podcast. I loved it. But before that, when we talk control, people always associate it with being rigid, with being hard, with being, cold. So when they say control, immediately they associate it with you being too hard, being you don't have empathy, you're not really. So we really need to link this three elements that you said for the fact that we are human, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we
During my
have to be
research,
human being. That's why we need these three things: the
these
head,
three,
the heart, and the
and the hand. And the hand. I refer to the hand as the skills, as what we do best, our skills, our technical skills, our behavioral skills, our, what we can do, the competencies. Okay. And then I link it with, okay, what I'm good at, let me invest in that. Some people tend to spend years and years in jobs that they don't like. Okay. They have other skills, they can exceed in them, yet they do not even, shall I say, invest in themselves into trying to make it happen, trying
yeah,
to change this job, trying to go somewhere that they love so much, but they prefer the comfort of sitting down, laying back, and staying in the status quo. And this is where the killers happen. I mean, we do not spend 20, 30 years doing the same thing over and over again, something that we hate, we don't love, and call it a life. So that's where the skills happen, or the hand happen. The
yeah,
heart, because I spent so much time in research trying to get into the objectivity, the full objectivity. That means trying to put the heart aside and thinking only by the logic, by the rational thinking. Okay?
yeah,
And I discovered if we do this, Maya, we're just not humans.
yeah,
We become like more of machines, not humans anymore. Because we have feelings, we have things that are unexplainable in our souls that we'd like to do. They don't make sense to others, maybe. We have those feelings that somehow control our decisions. I mean, our decisions are emotional at the end of the day. You're angry from your boss, you take a decision to write a letter of resignation. You might regret later when you think of it rationally. You might regret it later. You're in a love feeling, and you're in the ultimate position or the ultimate moment of love, and then you give a promise: "I will love you forever. You are mine forever, and nothing can separate us, only death, etc." This is mainly driven by our emotions because we are high in emotions. So These three, the head, the hand, and the heart, cannot but think together. Now,
I had a
Eric
very
Berne,
interesting journey working on controlling my emotions, because I'm a ball of emotions. I'm very passionate person. And I mean, people who knows me, inshallah, we will meet face to face one day as well. Because I just met you online. I just want to mention as well for all those who joined. One of the positive things of the recent circumstances, I'm meeting amazing people online as well. So one of the things that really changed my life personally, on a personal level, on a professional level, is taking control over my emotions. You know, I'm a pure Mediterranean, Arab, name it. When it comes to emotions, I'm a ball of emotions. And I had a lot of issues, especially when I stepped into the corporate world, controlling those emotions in the board meeting, controlling those emotions when a project is delayed and I had to really make things happen. So really working on some techniques to control my emotions has transformed me as a person, with my husband, with my kids, with my stepkids, with my employees at work, and now as an entrepreneur to lead my business. So this is very important and it's key. I really agree. Before we move on, I would like to go a little bit backward, because we have some people join. Say hello to everyone once again. Maya
hello
Tahir from
everyone.
Joy from Lebanon, I'm very happy that she joined. Muhammad, Mahdi, some people who are really loyal to the program, Musa, everyone. Joy, she was asking you, Hadi, about, you know, she says that procrastination works for her because it puts her under pressure. She leaves things to the last minute. It puts her under pressure and she gets things done in an amazing way the last minute. What can you say for that, about that?
She's lucky. She's lucky. You see, I was sitting down with one guy. He's Egyptian, and you know, in Egypt they have the term 24 Irat, okay, which refers to the 24 karat of gold. And he said to me, "Listen, Hadi, we are all given 24 karat, just different ingredients."
Hadi was sharing with us. I'm just waiting for him as well to join. He was sharing with us how can we actually, how does people handle differently their time, because Joy suggested that you know, procrastination works for her. Sometimes she delays things, and when she delays it till the last minute, she gets things done really in an amazing way. And it does work for some people, but this is not the norm. You know, otherwise if it was the norm, we wouldn't have had all of these techniques for time management, and it would have been for everyone. Some people work really well under pressure, but this is not the norm. And if you continue as well, from a personal opinion, if you continue working on circumstances of pressure, you will reach a point where you actually be burned out and you cannot really operate, because at the end of the day, you know, we're not machines. I was just elaborating about the idea that you started, but please continue for us the discussion, these examples that you were sharing.
So yes, sorry for that. Well, the connection is not terribly good in Lebanon always. I'm on 3G anyways. As I was saying, some people have more stuff than others. And some people have to compensate for these more stuff. If you have someone who's lucky to get some stuff, you have to compensate with hard work if you don't have that luck that he has. When the lady here said, yes, I can do better when I'm under pressure. I can work better when I'm under pressure. I get more creative. I'm from that species as well. But when I revise my work, my brilliant masterpiece that came out at the last minute, when I revise it, I guess I can. If you give me some more time, I will do a better version. For other people who are not really creative at the last minute or under pressure, what should they do? Instead of having this big fish to handle, they should chop it down into pieces, start working on it day by day, elaborate on their work until they reach this masterpiece, let's say in 20 days. But if I leave those 20 days, I don't do anything in them, and I come at the last minute, I would be doing something in Arabic we call hayallah.
Hayallah, yeah.
Yeah, and something that's okay, the okay thing. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be the masterpiece. It's not gonna.
Sorry, I lost it a little bit, but I wanted to share with you. My mom always, you know, they have these proverbs in Lebanon when they raise kids along your. It can be like a mantra for you that you keep repeating.
Yeah.
So one of the mantras that my mom kept repeating for a long time for me and my brother and sister, she says, لا تؤجل عملك للغد فالغد بانتظارك. Like, don't postpone things for tomorrow, because tomorrow is waiting for you with other tasks. And if you are really progressing towards mastery, tomorrow you must have other things on your agenda. So really maximizing your day, using the utmost resources you have today to make the best out of it, because tomorrow you're going to step up your game and add other things.
And you don't know what's coming towards you tomorrow. If you were so busy doing the things in last minute, you might lose the opportunity of having the day catch of tomorrow.
True. Hadi, I want to move a little bit. Thank you for covering these three areas. The hand part and the hand, the heart, and the head. I want to move a little bit to reality. Yeah, and we have Mahdi who asked a question about, you know, give us some techniques. It's easy to talk. It's easy to talk about techniques, you know, Eisenhower priority matrix, all of these things. We read about them in the books. They are available online. There is plenty of free courses online. Let's talk reality. So as you told me the other day, let's step back from la 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 land and talk reality.
Absolutely.
Yeah? So,
well, we've been talking so far 20 minutes of practical, and I will move ahead in this direction. You see, I'm against positive thinking. I'm against positive thinking by nature, which is living in la la land and there's no problem and I can do best. I'm against affirmations, believe it or not. I do not do affirmations. Even in my coaching journey, I do not do affirmations. I do not do those exercises that I give to people for them to know more. I just ask the right question to myself and to others. Now, my friend who sent me the question, very simple, jot down on a piece of paper every night, what do you have to do tomorrow? And do it in a form of a circle. Say, I have to make calls, and then from those calls I would say, Hadi, Maya, Ahmad, I don't know what. And then move to the second task, which is meetings. I'm meeting plan. And then move to the second thing, which is the car. I need to fix, I don't know what in the car. And then gym. And then, okay, these are my tasks tomorrow. When can I do what? And then you start scheduling accordingly. Everybody's schedule is Maya. 90% of us who schedule put things right after each other. Okay, so one of them blows off, takes more time, and then the whole schedule is blown up. You see, this is the thing, very practically and very basic. Pen and paper, plan your day ahead. 1. 2, concerning the effort. If I'm planning the day to start at 8 a.m. and I sleep at 4 a.m. I'm having some echo. This is why I cannot
I can hear you very well.
Yeah. So if I'm planning the day to start at 8 a.m. and I sleep at 4 a.m., how am I supposed to wake up? Am I going to be ready physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally? It's not going to be right. So the things that really make sense, the way you sleep, what you eat, even during the day, what you eat can make a lot of difference. Okay, and how you're prioritizing your tasks. Very practically on a pen and a paper.
So having certain rituals.
Not necessarily rituals. You see, some is actually planning the day. It's actually having the pen and paper.
Okay. Like for me, for example, why I'm telling you, because I have a morning ritual. I start the day in a certain process, and this really guarantees my, كأنه أنت عماري مظبوط, like the startup of the day is on the right path. So I exercise, I pray, as well I meditate, and I have a big breakfast before I do anything. And this is how I start my day, which is, part of my routine, and it's in my planning. It's in my planning, on my planning. I have these 2 hours in the morning for me.
Exactly. Now, Robin Sharma refers to the 5 a.m. club. He suggests that we wake up 2 hours ahead. Instead of waking up at 8, let's wake up at 6 or like 5. This is going to give us more time in the morning to do the stuff that you have the luxury to do.
True.
But if you don't wake up early, this is what's going to happen. Now, I'm not advocating waking up early. Okay, some people are best when they sleep more, when they're night owls, they sleep late and they wake up later because they're creative minds, and this is how they work, which is fine. All I'm suggesting is give me 1 hour from your time, and let's take it off from. Okay, can you listen to me? Can you see me?
I can hear you.
Okay, so give me 1 time of this social media browsing, and let's put 10 minutes only from that, planning the day ahead, and another 10 minutes to write my journal.
Yeah.
Okay. My journal is very basic. It's very simple. It's like a diary. What happened during the day? What went right? What went wrong? What did I learn from that incident? Let's say something bad happened in the afternoon. And it drove me crazy because I'm emotional again, and my heart here is the one controlling the decision. I took a decision which was emotional, and then I came back at night and I'm writing my journal. By the time I'm there at night, I would be in a different emotional state than the one I was at in the afternoon when this thing happened. So I can reflect. I can actually write down how did I feel back then? How am I feeling now? If I had to redo it now, how I'm gonna react to it.
Yeah, I want to stop you here to reiterate on something you spoke about, that, you're very practical, you're very realistic, you don't believe in affirmation. But I want to build on what you just said related to positive psychology. And, the father of positive psychology, Martin Seligman, he gives some of his very simple, I know you're not into activities, but it's really related to writing down what are the 3 things that you did well today, every day, things that you did well. Yeah, not really dwelling on the things that you did wrong, maybe learning, what did I learn today? But 3 things that you did well for maybe a couple of weeks every day is going to really reinforce and create neural pathways that is going to reinforce more positivity in your mindset.
Not only positivity, but it is the right affirmation that the mind will bring on. Because I'm here counting my micro wins.
Yes.
In fact, why am I against affirmations? Because what you're saying to yourself does not mean reality, even if you say it more than once. But when you are affirming to yourself in reality what's happening, this is when actually this neuropath happens. Because it's residing on facts, counting on facts, not only on something I said to myself. Now, incantation is different. Okay, when you do incantation, you are reforming or reshaping your moves, your body, plus the way you're speaking, and you're re-energizing yourself for a certain period. But at the end of the day, it's like the self, how can I say it? The self-assessment. And this is where I need to write down a journal, sometimes without even assessing, just writing down what happened. But let's make it a habit. Let's cut this time from the non-value added time during the day. Are you still here? Am I still here?
I can hear you.
Yeah, so basically that's it.
Okay, brilliant. So now we touched a little bit about the mindset, changing the mindset. Again, we are talking to reach mastery. We are talking to reflect and think, what did I do well? How can I do it better? What did I learn from this? We know as well that, we have the fixed mindset that this is me, this is how I do it, that's it. And we have the growth mindset. Let's talk a little bit, how do we nurture this growth mindset to really help us reach mastery? And in your podcast, you spoke that the more you learn, the more you discover that learning is non-ending and it's a lifetime journey. And you look at the learning not as a homework, as part of living. So please tell us a little bit more about this, because I loved it, this part that you spoke about in your podcast.
Thank you. The thing is about learning, I think it's the best self-motivation tool ever. Okay, when you learn something new, let's say I'm giving you now, I bought you a gift, which is a game. Okay, and you're trying to fidget with this game, trying to get to know how it goes, play with it, trying to get to know it. Okay, you're gonna feel excited about it, right?
Yeah.
So 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, you're gonna master it, and then you're gonna be so happy mastering it that you're gonna try to enter competitions in it or compete with friends, etc. Fine. If I gave you this story and said, you know what, this story is for you for the rest of your life. 3 years from now, 5 years from now, would you still play with it?
Not really. Maybe you will be bored.
Of course.
Right?
Of course. And we consume information in the same way. I mean, if I just take the information that I know, okay, and say that's it, khalas, I'm the master of it, and I'm gonna preach to people now. I reached a dead end. The moment you stop learning, whether you're 20 or 80, you become old.
Yeah.
So I know, and you know, a lot of people. There's this French writer, French author. He said, "I know I can define when some people had their watch stopped during the middle of their lives. They're still living, but the watch stopped a long time ago. They're still living in the same life over and over again and calling it a happy life." So the point of learning here is that it's endless. You can learn from someone older, from someone younger. You can learn from, Napoleon himself, he learned from an ant, He was devastated, sitting down in the middle of the war and looking at the ground, and he found an ant. So he decided to stop her path with using his finger. So he put his finger in front of it, and then the ant went sideways. So he tried to block her path many times, and she kept on trying. It kept on trying to make her own path. And he learned determination, he learned consistency, he learned not to give up. He learned too many stuff. In today's generation, or let's say youngsters now who are listening to us. Apply for a job. I did. How many times? I don't know, 20. I sent 20 CVs online. We need determination, and we must learn determination. We must learn from other stories. A story like Colonel Sanders, who at 65 years old tried to solve his KFC recipe. He went to 1,009 restaurants and got rejected. He got rejected more than 1,000 times at the age of 65. If I don't know this story, if I don't know other stories like this, I would assume that I did my part and that's it. I applied for a job. Once I learned these stories, once I learned from the old, once I learned from the youngsters, I'm revamping myself every day. During the last 4 months,
and
I was learning from youngsters. I was learning from 15, 16-year-old people about YouTube, about Instagram. The thing that I thought that I know everything about.
I learned from my daughter, by the way, a lot of technical stuff and Instagram, and it's important as well. I am not a great believer of you must live it to learn it. Like you must make mistakes to learn from it. Yeah, you learn by doing, of course, but as well you can learn from others. I don't really need to hit rock bottom to really pull myself up. No, I can be really doing well and learning from those who hit rock bottom to avoid or steer around not to do the same mistakes again. So really learning from others, from stories, from failures, stories around us.
Listen, we all make mistakes. Whether behavioral mistakes, technical mistakes, we all do judgment sometimes, we all gossip sometimes, we all do bad stuff sometimes. We're human. There's the yin and the yang, there's the white and the black. Nobody's perfect. But the learning part happens more with cost. So when something bad happens to you and you learn the lesson from something that really costed you money, costed you blood, costed you a friendship, costed you anything, okay, the lesson is big. This is all I'm saying. But again, if we apply the Pareto rule, 20-80, 20% are the costly things and 80% are the non-costly things, which we can read about, which we can start from where they stopped. I was referring in my blog about any invention today, and take 90% of them. They're not inventions. They're just somebody who took something from where it stopped, enhanced it, made it better, made it less costly and more functional, and then sold it. Like the smartphone, for example. The smartphone is not an invention. It's a mix between a mobile phone and a computer.
Yeah.
Or a mobile phone and an iPod. The iPod itself was not an invention. They took the Walkman and made it, more efficient, smaller, and had a bigger.
Apologies about the connectivity. Hadi, I'm sorry again. I think this time was my turn to disconnect, not yours.
Yeah, I heard the Instagram doesn't work properly in your region. The Instagram live.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me well?
Yes. This is a big challenge. We get connected through a VPN, and it's like a whole scenario. Almost reached the end of the discussion. I wish we can discuss further the topic, and beautiful discussion. I will be looking forward for other discussions with you. But before that, I would like to just share with those who just joined us again, and thank you so much for the viewers. We have more than 100 viewers. Some of them are really loyal to the Friday live. Let's just quickly brief and recap. What did we talk today? We discussed self-mastery, but as well we based it on self-control. So if really in bullet point, kind of a high-level brief, what are the things that we discussed today that people needs to go away from our discussion today with this in their toolbox?
Mainly 4 points, and they are all threes. The first one, which is, again,
one last try. I'm so sorry. One last try. So 4 things. What are these 4 things?
First, what you can control. Let's think and let's have all our worrying happening on what we can control: time, effort, and money. These are the resources in our life. We will never have enough, but we have to manage what we have control on, and those 3. Second is every decision made is based on those 3 H's, the 3 Hadis: head, hand, and heart. Don't worry about thinking emotionally. Don't worry about thinking of what you like to do, what you love to do. And don't worry if you are not so rational about your decision. You just have to put some rationalization into those emotional decisions by just putting, you know, some pros and cons to each decision, and think of it as one question. What's the worst that can happen?
Many people joined towards the end of our discussion. Dr. Hadi was wrapping up. He reached 2 points, and he was supposed to cover 4 points for us. I hope he can manage to join us again to leave us with the 4 takeaways. So the first thing he said, that we look at what we can control: time, efforts, and money. These are available for all of us. With whatever we have, we need to work on controlling them. And the second thing, all the decisions that we take in our life are based on the 3 H's: the heart, and the hand, and the head. So these are the things that as well are part of our resources that we need to focus on, because they give us the wholeness as well. So let's see. Let's see if he is joining us. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to shout out and send the questions. Otherwise, I'll just wrap up for tonight. And I want to thank you. Hello, Amy. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Let's see if Dr. Hadi is able to join. Let's see. Yes. Two more left. I'm not letting you go. 2 more left. So
Okay.
we spoke about the time, efforts, and money that we can control. We spoke about the 3 H's, all our decisions based on those. What are the other 2 tips?
My formula is really simple about success. Once you have those ingredients of this formula: hard work and opportunity, when they meet, they form success. But they need one thing. They need one common how should I say factor, which is attitude.
Attitude.
And it has to be positive. I mean, I have to be ready for the opportunity. I have to be confident in my hard work and be ready for the opportunity. If the opportunity came and I worked hard for it, but in that day I had a bad mood, or I had a minus attitude, I had a negative attitude, minus times plus is always minus.
True.
And the fourth, I'm gonna write down the link to my YouTube channel, and
go
I
ahead.
would be honored that everyone can follow. I'd be honored to welcome you in my channel, and for you to see all my videos over there. Basically, this is the fourth.
So the first we have some people joined us from US. They have a long holiday. Happy 4th of July holiday for all the US people who joined us now. So Hadi, the 4th point that we will walk away with tonight.
Basically, the fourth point, I put it there just to not forget, tell everyone to follow my YouTube channel. I have a podcast too. It's called Decisions Make Destinies. They can listen to it on any podcast, on iTunes, on Android, but it's a Podio original, so I advise them to go get Podio. This is how it's called, getpodio.com, and download the application so they can listen to the podcast. It's in Arabic. My English podcast is on YouTube, as well as my motivational video.
Beautiful. I really, really thank you tonight for your patience with the connectivity and for all the information you shared. It was a pleasure discussing with you. I wish we had longer time. And thank you for everyone who joined us and was our guest for an hour tonight. Looking forward to have you all to be our guest on next Friday and upcoming Friday. Hopefully the connectivity will be better. Thank you once again, Hadi. I wish you all the best. Stay healthy and safe, everyone, and see you soon.
Cheers. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you for attending.
Bye. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a lovely week.